Good morning. It's Paul Roy from Profitable Practice Pro. And I hope some of you, in fact, all of you, who enjoyed time with your family yesterday and giving thanks for all that we have in this world through Thanksgiving Day in America, happened a month ago here in Canada, of course. But I want to thank you again for joining me in this initial viewing of my Profitable Practice Pro podcast. And it begs the question, Paul, why would you start a podcast? There's just so many of them out there. The LinkedIn feeds and Facebook feeds seems to be full of people doing podcasts. And it was a decision made with actually the help of my own coach, who we're finding ways that we can get in front of our prospective clients. And if you're anything like me, your inbox in your mail or your LinkedIn inbox, messaging inbox is full. And how do we get in front of people to share what we have to offer and how we can help our clients? And that led me basically to choose this format, that what better way can I help others and to also gain your trust and increased credibility. And also, the purpose of the podcast is to interview people, leaders, and successful accounting firm owners on what they do to help their clients and why they succeed. And that the message just isn't coming from me, it's coming from proven leaders in the accounting world. We'll also have people in the perimeter and providing services to the accounting world, such as outsourcing, a very hot topic, especially coming into tax season. People from the banking world and helping your clients provide funding, or providing assistance in helping your clients get the best deal from their bank. So there'll be lots of areas we'll be talking about. And I want to share a little bit about me. I'm a certified professional coach. I specialize in working with accountants. I started working pretty much with accountants with my main focus 5 years ago, but I've been business coaching and working with firms and businesses now for over 10 years full time. And what qualified me to be able to do this is that I've been a business owner much of my life. Right from my teens, I had a lawn mowing and snow removal business. I'm just a born entrepreneur. And I loved business and I loved earning money and I loved helping people get value for how I help them. And that's led me a journey of owning 4 different companies over the years. Worked in the corporate world. Yes, I bumped my head and got asked to go and work with a couple of companies, which I did and I enjoyed and I learned a lot. One company was with as many as 75 employees and $12 million in revenue. So, yeah, I've walked a mile in your shoes. I've had to stare the banker in the eye when I was going through a struggle with my first bricks and mortar business with the evasion of the big box stores. And I was running and owned an office products business in a small town in Canada. And I had a very successful business back in the days in the 1980s of close to $1 million in revenue to going broke in 18 months' time with the coming of Walmart and the big box stores. And this is in a town where I used to be president of the business district. My grandfather used to be mayor and had several businesses in that town. And I had to face losing a business in a town with all that success that came before me. But it helped mold who I am. It helped me build trust in myself that I was, and I don't like to use the term victim, but I was subject to the pressures of changes in an industry. And that's also happened to me in the printing world, because I used to have a company that produced tractor-fed business forms. But I did manage to sell that business and get out of it, fortunately. And things that I learned from my first business, that you've got to either adjust to change or sell and get out. But all things that I learned that helped qualify me to become a business coach, of course, with professional training that I received over the years as well. And I also got involved in, Success in business for business owners just isn't in the firmware or the um, pieces of technology that you have. Success in business is an inside job. And I can share with you, and I'll pull out my trusty ruler just to make the point that our head and our heart are only 1 foot apart. But as a business owner, I expect there's times you feel that they're miles apart. And to be truly a success in business, you need to be able to have both your heart and your rational mind on the same level. And once you get there, developing the plan that has an emotional impact is what will help you succeed. So it doesn't start with technical things or tactical things. It starts with high level when you know you need to change things in your business. But I got involved and this is leading to my story about some more of my history. But in my late 20s, I became involved in personal development. What can I do to make myself better? How do I engage and be involved with mentors and people who can help me on my journey? And so I've been on the journey of self development much of my life. And a story that I do want to share is the impact that a guy by the name of Jack Canfield had on me um, when I came about 40. And this was my Bible. It's dog eared, got tags on it, and all the things that you needed to do to be a success in business and in life. And there are 54 chapters in this book. I believe it is 54 chapters. But there was one chapter that I put off. It was one of the earlier chapters, and it was about finding our purpose. And it came to me that I really didn't know what my purpose was. So I had read the book, had read the chapter, but I didn't do the work exercise to find out what my purpose was. And Jack became such a big influence in my life. And, it was one of his great lines from in the book, and is, what is the job I would love to do and that I would do for free, but that I would get paid for? And I'm certain you've heard the line that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And there's a lot of truth to that. But if you're in it just to make money, that's not it. And your clients will see through it. So, how do we find and build authenticity? And finding purpose was part of that. And it led me to writing a book 9 years ago that had happened on purpose. And it was my business journey and how finding what drove me in business that worked. And that's somewhat of the basis of this podcast that I'll be doing on a weekly basis. And that sharing the stories of emotional and financial success for business owners. And that is really the purpose of this. And, if we're going to make a change, we have to decide when we're going to change. And when would I make this change? And what do I want different in my life 6 months from now that I'm putting up with? And it leads me to, of course, and everybody's heard of Gerber and the E-Myth, and it's about working on your business and not in your business. And Gerber has also written a book, especially for accountants, and the E-Myth for accountants, because accountants are by nature technicians. They know the details, they know what the financial part of makes a business go, but not all accountants are great entrepreneurs. It's not something you learn when you're getting your CPA or in business school. They don't teach you the entrepreneurial skills. So how is it that accountants can find the time in their busy life doing taxes, serving their employee or their clients, and their employees too? And how can you find the time to do this, to grow your business, to make your business better? And I would ask you this one question is, would you invest 5 hours of your time per month over 3 or 4 months that eventually would save you in very short order 10 to 20 hours a week for the rest of your life? And I suggested to you that the excuse of you don't have the time to invest in yourself is a fallacy, because it's through the systems and belief on the roadmap of where you're headed that you will gain the balance and the work-life balance that you want in your life. So remember that from Gerber's message. I also want to talk about briefly an upcoming workshop that I'm having, a goal-setting workshop for accounting firm owners this coming Wednesday, the 4th of December, at 5 p.m. Eastern. And this is specifically for accounting firm owners who want to set clear goals that are achievable and measurable. You've probably heard them as SMART goals. So I'll be doing a 1-hour clinic masterclass, if you choose to call that, next Wednesday. At the end of this, in the comments section after this video, I'll put a link for registration to do that if you haven't already done so. And I'd look forward to seeing you join me on that date. My first podcast that I'll be doing with a specific topic being time management, that I'll be doing alone next Wednesday, the 4th, actually at noontime, on time management skills and hacks that you can use to gain your time back. And then my first guest will be on the 11th of December, and I'll be releasing the name of my first guest at that time. And keep in mind that these guests that I'm bringing in are going to be not just for accountants and how they became successful, but also to the business owners out there who follow me and who I have helped over the years, and what it is that you want to have an accountant. What is it the accountant does for you? And I can tell you from my own life experience that my best years in business are when I had great accountants, ones who went to bat for me, ones who believed in my story, and ones who took the time to pick up the phone, which many accountants don't do. So look for the link at the bottom at the end of this event, this podcast, to register for that. And also, I'd like to thank you for being here. I've wanted this to be live and to be raw. We're all humans, and the polish to this will come in time as I start to add podcasting software and things that will make this a lot more tech-friendly than just being the raw event that it is today. But I'd once again like to wish you well and hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and that you have a prosperous week ahead of you and to your good health. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks and have a great day. Paul Roy,